Is Kaiju number 8 the anime of the year? I think it is. Let's talk about this.
Someone please save my life.
What's up, fans of anime? For today, we're going to be reviewing Kaiju number 8. So we're going to break it down into 5 categories: story, characters, animation, pacing, and music. So let's get on to the story. And the story is pretty simple. The main character, Kafka Hibino, wanting to join the Anti-Kaiju defense force, whatever. That's the story. That's it. It's just his journey to wanting to become the JSDF. However, along his path to becoming part of the defense force, he gets attacked by a kaiju, and then he gains the ability to turn into a kaiju.
Kind of randomly too. For a little bit of reference, this guy reads the manga.
Yeah,
I don't read the manga. Now, do they ever talk about why this particular alien picked Kafka without spoiling too much?
No.
Oh, wow.
They
Okay. Now let's move on.
That's basically the whole premise of the story, you know. He wants to be part of the defense force. He now gains the ability to turn into a kaiju, so now it becomes this conundrum of he is something that he's supposed to destroy, and it's more or less the reactions of everybody else around him.
Now, I feel like the story follows a particular, I would say, standard shonen.
Yeah, which I like.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. I feel like if you're looking for like a complex story, this is not the anime for you. But I will say, if you want like an anime that's like very simplistic, but like done correctly, and I'm gonna compare this to Solo Leveling, they both are the same venue where they have a basic simple storyline, but they do it like the best. They do it very great.
And I would add on to that and say this is more lighthearted than Solo Leveling. This is less dark. So I think this one is a lot more approachable.
There's a lot more comedy.
It's a lot more approachable.
The main character, Kafka,
He's a goofball.
yeah, he does a lot of things that I just like, oh, okay, this is the theme that we're going for.
Yes. Because this anime is about fighting kaijus, the main question I always had was, okay, so if they're just gonna be fighting kaijus, period, like who's gonna be the main bad guy? And it turns out there is a main bad guy, and it turns out to be another kaiju that can transform into a human. So now we have our main villain, so that kind of like put aside my worries for it, because I thought it was gonna be like a monster of the week. Like this is this type of kaiju, and
oh,
this
like
is that type of kaiju.
No, I compared this anime to other animes too, and I guess this is something that I want to say. This anime, I feel like it takes the best things from other animes. So this is kind of, you can compare this to Evangelion a little bit.
Oh,
where the angels attack, they come and attack, and then the whole world has to defend from it.
Yes.
And I feel like this is the same situation. You can compare this to My Hero Academia season 1. They have to prove themselves to join this group. You know, Kafka does not have any powers.
He does not.
He does have a power.
He has a lot of spirit.
Yeah.
But
So if you watch other animes, you can kind of see the similarities a little bit in some episodes, which I find it great because then I like that. I like how they took the best things. Go back to the kaiju. Yes, there's a main villain, like you said.
Kaiju number 9.
Yeah, Kaiju number 9, and there's mystery around him. And I feel like this whole anime, there's a lot of mystery everywhere, which I kind of like. I don't like it when they just explain everything and I'm like, okay, what's the next season gonna be about? We don't know.
Something that does irk me a little bit is they don't really explain where the kaijus come from, nor do they ever explain if they were just like, did they just exist in this particular world, or did they come from somewhere? Like they never did explain that.
Yeah, and I feel like they'll probably do that in the next seasons, right? Oh, spoilers.
Spoilers. In the manga, they never explain where kaijus come from. I think in this world, they just exist. I think that's what I've accepted.
Yeah, watching this anime, I thought they would explain it in the upcoming seasons. Yeah, but since you kind of spoiled it already.
No, they don't.
Sorry, yeah.
I'm sorry, but I kind of have to
But
throw
yeah,
it out
I've
there.
always thought where this kaijus came from because they existed long before.
Yeah.
Like Kaiju number 2 was like 1940.
Yeah,
or something
1970 or whatever.
Or yeah, whatever time period it was. But yeah, I thought that was something that they would dwell upon, later on.
If you watch this anime with the context of, oh, so they probably came from somewhere, they don't divulge any of that, unfortunately. I kind of wish they did, because that would give them more mystique and give them more lore, but in this case, they just exist.
I guess that explains, that goes back into the
simplicity, yes. Don't think too
they're
hard
just
about
here.
it.
Yeah, they're just here.
Don't think too hard about
Here's
it.
the action. Let's go.
Yeah. So now let's get on to the characters. We start off with Kafka Hibino. This is a great ass main character, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I love this character.
This particular name, Kafka Hibino. Why does everybody say his full name?
Hibino Kafka.
This reminds me of Tada Banri. If you don't know who Tada Banri is, that's Golden Time,
That's
the anime.
Golden Time.
In that anime, they keep saying his full name.
Yeah.
Just like how in this anime, Kaiju 8, they always say Kafka Hibino's full name most of the time.
Okay, I think that's more for symbolism, because he is a kaiju now. I think they say his full name to recognize that he is like a human. So I think that might be the reason.
They've said it before.
I know, like as a symbol.
Because Kikoru always says his full name.
Yes.
Kafka Hibino. It just sounds unnatural, I guess. But I guess it's a good way to make the viewers know his name.
I mean, that's how I know his name.
Yeah.
But that's not the only reason why I know his name. He's the most serious goofball I've ever seen. Like a good version of it. Like most other shonen characters, they usually come off as very, very annoying. But this guy, I don't know, I just vibe with him really well.
I think this is why animes should stick to older main characters. He is one of the only main older characters that's done well. And I feel like a lot of animes now, they're either young, they're in their 20s, they're 15, 14, 16.
Yeah.
Probably because that's their target audience, you know, shonens. But Kafka Hibino, he's 32, what, 32?
32, 33.
So just to see an adult main character is a refreshing take on it, and I enjoyed this main character a lot.
Yeah, and they portray him quite well. Like when they were showing off that the training scene, he's like, "Oh man, does being 30 really make you this weak?" I'm just like, "Oh man, the struggles are real now." And going away from Kafka, the only character that I feel like I need to mention is his best friend, Reno.
Reno? Ichikawa.
I just like to call him Todoroki. He has the white hair, you know,
Oh,
white
okay.
hair,
He's
kind
like
of
a calm too.
Kudere type character, but I think he's more emotional than everybody else. But this is actually a pretty good side character because unlike other brooding type friends, this guy actually cares. Like at first, he's like, yeah, I know, I don't care about you, know, leave me alone. You gave up, forget you. But once he learned what Kafka was all about, he's like, you know what? I respect you now. You're cool. I'm like, wow, a friend who actually respects his main character?
Yeah, this character, it kind of threw me off because I thought he was gonna follow a certain path, but then he kind of went the other way.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was giving me like the quiet,
The Sasuke type.
you know, yeah, like he has a goal. He tells the main character to follow his dreams. And I was like, okay, I didn't see that coming. And then he even backs him up, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy's
he doesn't follow,
different.
He
Yeah.
doesn't follow the character archetype, which
Yeah,
I'm like, that threw me off.
Yeah, so he's a little more unique in a sense that he doesn't really follow the standard path of certain characters, which I thought was interesting when I saw his character. But we don't know anything about his backstory.
We don't.
And I feel I can say that with most of these characters in this show, we don't know about anything about their backstories. And maybe that might not be the focus point of this show. So in my opinion, I feel like the only characters that really matter in this show is Kikoru, Kafka Hibino, and Ichikawa. That's it.
And one more character. You're missing one more character. That's what we're talking about. Mina Ashiro.
Yeah, but even then, I feel like she doesn't get a lot of screen time.
She doesn't, but she is like the as far as
I know she's like the
rep,
end goal.
Yeah, as far as rep is concerned,
Yeah.
like she is everybody's motivation to want to get stronger.
Oh, no, yeah, for sure.
I think that's
yeah.
that's like her best trait.
I think in this season, she's not the focal point.
She's not the focal point yet.
Maybe she will be in the upcoming seasons because obviously she's gonna be their captain or
She
whatever,
is
or
the
whatever
captain.
they are moving forward. They show her past a little bit, or actually constantly, but she's just there, no development. She's just a kudere or a quiet person all the time. But she just show a little bit of smiles here and there.
Yeah, only when Kafka says
Oh, and
some stuff.
one part that I like. This kind of reminds me of All Might to Deku. Kafka Hibino's like, can I be a?
Oh, can I still be
Can I still be a defense
defense force officer?
And since they find out he was a kaiju, and then
Yeah.
Mina's like, I'll always be waiting.
I'll
I was like,
always
let's
be waiting.
go, let's go.
And then my boy was trying so hard not to cry, but I was just like, you know, homie, just go, just let it out, man. You're good.
So it shows that Mina has a heart.
And we can't talk about Mina without talking about her vice captain, Levi. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, Hoshina. I mean, I make the joke, but I mean, can you blame me? He uses 2 swords, and he has the same bowl cut, and he has the same lion eyes.
Yeah, going back to what I said before about comparisons, this character right here is pretty much a 1-for-1 of Levi. Just that this guy's
Oh, I want to say one for one.
besides personality.
Yeah, personality.
Besides personality.
This guy cracks me up a lot. Like, he's like, dude, I want to take Kafka in just because he's so funny. I'm like, yes, let's go.
I didn't think this character was gonna be I thought he was gonna be sinister.
Oh, well, yeah. I
Yeah,
can see
in the
that.
beginning I had suspicions of this guy because he was like,
I mean, he does
very
have the
suspicious
sinister
of
face.
Kafka, and he's like, I'm taking him in. But then you come to find out he's actually defending the people.
Yeah.
And
He had faith in him.
Yeah, he had a goal to pretty much defend the place, and I thought that was pretty interesting.
He is one of the few characters that got backstory.
Oh yeah.
Because his backstory
sure.
was he was a sword guy and he was being told all of his life to stop because all the kaijus are getting bigger and his expertise is no longer being needed now.
Yeah.
Until Mina said, no, I need you because there will come a time where smaller but stronger kaiju show up and I need your help with that because I can't do that. And what do you know? They showed up.
This is how backstory should do. Short and simple.
Short and simple
You see
to
how
the point.
simple that was? Yeah.
Short, simple to the
They
point.
didn't have to dwell about. They didn't have to introduce any new characters. They talked about. I think that was his dad. That was in the past. Yeah. And he was like, "Hey, times are changing. Swords are becoming obsolete. Guns are here. Damn. Boom. That's it.
Done, yes.
Yeah.
And the last character that I want to talk about is Shinomiya Kikoru.
Shinomiya.
No, I don't particularly care about this character.
I had a feeling you wasn't.
Like she's cool when she's fighting, but like, as a character, this is a character that I didn't really care about all that much. I think the character that I like the most out of her family bloodline is her father. To be fair, like Isao Shinomiya, I thought that guy was a fucking beast. Like when they showed him off at the very end, he was going toe to toe with Kaiju Kafka. I'm just like, yo, this guy is for real. He's wielding the first ever number weapon that we see in the entire series. Number 2. This guy's a G. Let's go. Kafka doesn't stand a chance.
I kind of hated that guy though.
I
hated that
did
dude.
too, but at the same time, like
Until the end.
yeah, you come to respect the fact that he gave him a chance. I'm like, oh, okay, so
Yeah.
he wasn't about just offing him like that. He gave him a chance. I'm like, okay, I did hate him too, but after that point, I'm like, okay, I see what you did there.
And I thought it was gonna be one of those, I'm gonna beat you to death.
Oh,
Exterminate you,
yeah.
and then Kafka's gonna have to like actually kill this guy. And I thought they were gonna take that path, but then you come to realize that Isao was giving him a chance. I'm like, okay, so I can't hate you now.
yeah, I can't hate you.
I thought
now.
you bastard. I wanted to hate you.
Like I like
Commit to the villain, bro. you
most
bastard.
people's best girl is Kikoru, and this is her father. So I'm like, okay, they just win, right? Like they win.
So yeah, but yeah, Kikoru, she's, in my opinion, she's okay to me.
She gets better.
Yeah, the one thing I would say is I guess she's like 16 or something. She's
16,
underage, yeah.
So she's like a genius.
Yeah, she's like a prodigy. But yeah, I feel like she's supposed to be the tsundere type, but she's not.
But she's not anymore.
Yeah.
At first she was.
Okay.
Okay. This is the tsundere that they do, right? Which
Yeah,
is
I would
they
say, yeah, I
they
would
hate
agree.
them for a very good reason, but then eventually they grow to respect them, and then there's just like, okay,
When I was watching, I was like, oh, this character's supposed to be the tsundere. I didn't know that. Because you kept like
hating on him.
resentment a little bit, but it's not like constant beating up the person.
And I think her anger was out of respect because Kafka showed that he had the ability to like flip that car, and so she was trying to get him to like, where's that power? Like, I
I think
want to
because
see that.
he saved her so many. He saved her that one time.
That one
too.
time, yeah.
So she getting a lot of respect for Kafka. And the last character that I kind of want to touch upon is actually a villain, and that's Kaiju number 9.
But nah.
Now, number 9, when they introduced this guy, I thought he was that one guy from the self-defense force. This dude who he has like a stone face.
Oh, okay.
Plain face, yeah.
I know what you're
I thought
talking
that was
about.
him.
No.
I was like, oh, he's part of the defense force.
No.
But this is just a new guy who joined the cleanup service crew. And yeah, Kaiju number 9, he's still a mystery. I have no idea where this guy came from. I don't like the way he talks though. His talking kind of annoys me. Like as a villain, he's just like, I got hit.
Yeah, he sounds like a robot nerd alien.
How did
type
that-
thing.
how did
You
that
mash
happen?
them all together.
Oh, I found out your weakness. Since we're talking about villains, I want to talk about the main Giga Chad of the
10?
villain. Is that number 10?
Number 10?
Is that what they labeled him? They didn't label him anything.
I talked about the guy who was attacking Levi.
Yeah, who descended from the.
Yeah, they call him number 10.
Oh, they call him number 10?
They call him number 10.
Hey, that guy's badass, man.
That guy was cool.
That guy's badass. Now, moving on from characters to animations.
Animations. I like this art style quite a bit. Like the art style of Kafka's kaiju form, I'm like, yo, this is great. This looks awesome. And this reminded me of another particular anime, which is Attack on Titan. And then in searching who made this anime, it was made by Production IG, which I think also helped produce Attack on Titan. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Because what if they took the Armored Titan and they mixed it with Aaron's Titan, basically?
Yeah, Attack Titan.
Yeah, the Attack Titan. So I'm like, okay, so this is basically what it looks like. So I like this style a lot. The animations weren't like the most mind-blowing things that you can see, but I think the areas that they focused on were great. So when he punched the first kaiju, that entire sequence of him squaring up, to me at that point, I'm like 10 out of 10 best anime already.
God.
like just straight up.
One thing I guess I will say is when it comes to the memorable characters, they don't really stand out like that.
Yeah.
It's probably because of the color palette that this animation's using. It's not very vibrant. It's very like pastel. It's kind of faded.
It's very dark.
Like the colors are, yeah, they're not very vibrant. A lot of characters don't stand out as much. Hoshina didn't even stand out.
Yeah, Hoshina just said
But
that.
his personality brought him out.
Yes.
Even Ichikawa, his color is just like what, like a light blue, like a faded light blue color.
Yeah, it's like a white
Nothing really.
hair.
His physical appearance, slim body, nothing really stands out.
Just to reiterate, I did read the manga, and I will say that some scenes were, I felt less detailed.
I did some comparison looks on the characters, and the manga is much more detailed.
Detailed, yes.
Yeah, and then I don't know if that's because the animation, that's the way they're trying to go about it. They're trying to make it as simple as possible. But I was like, whoa, this is different.
Yes.
They're much more detailed on the manga.
I think where they needed to shine in animations, like during the combat, that part being more of the spotlight is more important for this particular anime because it is about fighting.
All right, so for the pacing, man, I feel like this pacing was done really well.
Yeah, I thought it was
yeah,
spot on.
I had
loved
no
it.
problem watching this anime at all. There was no slow parts at all, in my opinion. Everything was concise as it needed to be. Everything was tight. Not a lot of dragging with the backstories. Even the training, I guess the training arc
part.
wasn't really bad either.
It was really fast forwarded.
Yeah.
Like, they just show up, oh, this is this person's efficiency that they maxed out.
Ichikawa training a little bit.
Yeah, 40%,
They didn't have to,
20%.
They didn't have to show everybody training at all. Yeah, it was everything's done correct. Kaiju coming in. Yeah. Great. Yeah. You have anything to say?
My only problem was I had to wait 1 week to watch the next episode because I was craving for the next episode.
And it's only 13 episodes.
It's only 13 episodes,
Yeah.
which like
they've done a lot.
they left at a pretty good spot. Like I am satisfied with what I got here. Like I'm satisfied with what I got throughout the entirety. They started strong, they kept going strong, and they ended strong. I'm like, okay, pacing was 10 out of 10 for me. So now let's talk about the music. So I already talked about, that first encounter with the kaiju. The animations were hitting hard. The other thing that really amplified it was the soundtrack.
Yeah, it was a good soundtrack.
Wow, 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 wow. I'm just like, you know what? I don't care anymore. I'm biased. I love this anime now.
Yeah, this anime in recent memory has probably one of the best soundtracks that I've heard in a
Yes.
while in an anime. Like I can remember it. Like there's a lot of guitar riffs going on,
Yes.
a lot of hypeness. Even the intros are pretty cool.
So now to bring it all back to the question I asked, is Kaiju number 8 the anime of the year? And to me, it is definitely the anime of the year. I had more fun watching this anime than every other anime this year. Now, I'm not sure if I'll think that going forward watching the other animes, but for right now, this is the best anime, or at least the most fun I've had watching an anime this season. The story is pretty simple. It is just your feel good. This is a guy who wants to be a hero, just being a hero. All the characters, although they don't have the deepest backstory, you do remember all of them. Like they do fall under the archetype, but they do different things outside of that archetype to be like, oh, this guy is actually not the Sasuke archetype. He is somebody else that isn't. So that way you remember who that character is. The music is so on point. I vibe with it so hard, and the animations complement it so well. I was just having a blast watching it, and it was really easy to watch. I mean, only 13 episodes. I honestly just wanted more of it.
All right, as per usual, every anime that review that we do, we rank it. Now, these are the animes right here that we've already ranked in the previous reviews that we've done. If you haven't checked them out, check them out on our channel. Now, today we got Kaiju number 8. And now, as the biased person that you are,
Yeah,
you've already ranked it at what, S?
Yeah, I mean, I said the best, so I would be at the top.
So it would
at
be
the
in front
left.
of Solo Leveling.
Yes,
Wow.
in my opinion. Yes, I would put it there. I had much more fun
Wow.
watching Kaiju 8 than I did Solo Leveling. Even though I do love Solo Leveling, it is probably one of my favorite manhwas, but I just had much more fun watching Kaiju number 8.
Now, the more left it is, the better it is.
Yes.
So we have put Solo Leveling right here. And if Kaiju, like he said, is anime of the year, it would be in front of Solo
Yeah.
Leveling. In my opinion,
Where would you put it? I think that's the most important question.
I enjoy Solo Leveling more.
Okay, so but would you still put it in S tier? Or would you put it in?
It
or
would
you
probably
put it in
be in. Oh, you know what? I'm a little bit biased. I'm not a huge fan of like big monsters like that.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, so this will go into what your preference is. So if you put it at an S, I wouldn't mind, but it would probably be like a low S or a high A, like in front of. Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, you love Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, I would put it A minus A.
Oh,
right
A
here.
minus,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
not A minus A right here, because
Yeah.
this is A plus. So yeah, I would put it between these two right here.
So
but
to balance the two would be like an S minus
Right
or
here.
an A plus.
So is your opinion so strong that you want an S plus?
No, because I don't want to disregard what you're thinking too. So I think right behind, because you did like Solo Leveling, so
Yeah.
I can't.
And the reason why I like Solo Leveling over Kaiju 8, because Solo Leveling is like a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my preference.
I'm fine with Kaiju at S tier. It being above Solo Leveling was not really gonna make or break me. Like I just had the most fun watching Kaiju number 8. I still enjoyed Solo Leveling. Like it's still a really great story to have. It's just the vibes that I wanted from an anime was Kaiju number 8. So there you have it. That's our review for Kaiju number 8. Now there is a season 2 that has just been announced. I have no idea when that's coming up, but I am looking forward to watching that when it gets animated.
Now I read a little bit about it, and they say season 1 is the best one, and it falls off from here. Is that true?
I would say that's false.
Without spoiling too much?
I think the next few arcs will just get better, honestly.
Because a lot of people have said, or that I've read, this is where it follows a typical shonen now. They say the storyline is not that good anymore. Because they say the best story was season 1 right here. Because there's a mystery about Kaiju, about Kafka Hibino being a Kaiju. And now that they reviewed it so early, it's going to be predictable now.
Yeah.
Because obviously they're just going to use him as a weapon. Yeah, and that's predictable. Yeah.
It goes back to saying, how complex do you want your manga or your show to be?
Like a lot of people want it.
To me, I didn't care that this was going to be complicated. I just wanted to maintain what it was doing because I thought that what they were doing was fine, and they just keep doing it more on a greater scale, which they do. Then I'm just like, that's fine for me. Like, I wasn't looking for something that was gonna break the boundaries of, is a human turning into a kaiju such a controversial thing, or are people gonna bioengineer him and try to become kaiju? So it's like, I didn't care about any of that. Like, I didn't want that to be deep. I just wanted to have some feel-good moments, some really cool fighting scenes, and go unga bunga smash. That's it. Like, that's really it. Is that too much to ask for?
But yes, that is our review and our thoughts about the whole Kaiju number 8. Let us know down in the comments below about what y'all think, man. Do y'all hate it? Do y'all agree with this gentleman right here saying anime of the year? And if you haven't, check out our channel for other anime reviews and also anime discussions. Until next time, thank y'all for watching.